Cast your intention into the void. The universe is waiting. Ever present at your command, eternally creating. There inside the silence, deep inside the silence, listen to the silence. Deep within your sacred place where unity and peace dwell. Unity and peace dwell. You can hear that still small voice say things only to you it will tell. Only in the silence, deep inside the silence, listen to the silence. Never-ending joy, never-ending peace, never-ending life, never-ending ease. All that is and all that was is all that there ever will be. Oh, field of boundless possibilities, endlessly unfolding. Here inside the silence, only in the silence, deep inside the silence, there inside the silence, listen to the silence. Cast your intention into the void. The universe is waiting. Ever present at your command, eternally creating. There inside the silence, deep inside the silence. Listen to the silence. Deep within your sacred place where unity and peace dwell. Unity and peace dwell. You can hear that still small voice say things only to you it will tell. Only in the silence. Deep inside the silence. Listen to the silence. Never-ending joy, never-ending peace, never-ending life, never-ending ease. All that is and all that was is all that there ever will be. Oh, field of boundless possibilities, endlessly unfolding here inside the silence. Only in the silence. Deep inside the silence. There inside the silence. Listen to the silence. Cast your intention into the void. The universe is waiting. Ever present at your command, eternally creating. There inside the silence. Deep inside the silence. Listen to the silence. Deep within your sacred place where unity and peace dwell. Unity and peace dwell. You can hear that still small voice say things only to you it will tell. Only in the silence. Deep inside the silence. Listen to the silence. Never-ending joy, never-ending peace.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. So our beloved Jamie is vacationing, so it's me. And so with me comes songs that me knows. So we're going to start with Gary Lynn Floyd's One Big Family. And so I'm pretty sure most of you know this. If you choose and you're able, I invite you to stand and get some energy going. There are tambourines throughout the room. Feel free to make a joyful noise, on beat, off beat, don't care. Can you inch that up just a fuzz, Vaughn? Raise the volume on the recording just a little bit. See, it's the one with no knob. So I'm going to start this over again. Did you find it? Awesome. There we go. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one. One big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one. One big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Here we go. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one. One big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. This is what I cannot do in real life. Next lifetime. Here we go. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Hey. Okay, one down. We made it. Good morning, good morning, and good morning. Welcome to everybody joining us on the live stream via Facebook, Twitch TV, and YouTube. So far, what I was aware of before I stopped looking at the live stream, we have folks joining us from Laytonsville, Frederick, and Columbia. Welcome. So if you're joining us on the live stream, please do let us know who you are and where you're watching from so that we can remember that life is not bound by time and place. So before we get started, I want to make the community aware, and our guitar player, Brandon Bourne, His brother passed away unexpectedly on Thursday. So, I have a card. I'm going to pass this around and invite everybody to join in sending their message of condolences to Brandon. So, and I will get that to him. And just hold him and his family in your prayers. Life happens. So I am Reverend Rafe Ellis. For those of you who don't know me, it is an honor, it is a privilege, it is my joy to serve as the senior minister and spiritual leader of this community. Thank you for choosing me and allowing me to serve you. So if you are here, or if you are there, we invite you to share the live stream on whatever social media platform you play on. Invite you to email the link to friends and family that you think might be interested. If it doesn't work for you to do that, don't do it. It is not supposed to be stressful. It is an invitation. It is not a mandate. So you get to choose. If you are visiting us for the first time, welcome. Here's what we want you to know. Beyond being welcome here, you are celebrated here. No matter what spiritual path you're on, no matter where you're at on that spiritual path, no matter if you get off that spiritual path and get on a different spiritual path, even if you carve your own path in the wilderness of spiritual paths, you are celebrated here. It is your journey. We are here to share the journey, not to tell you which one you're supposed to be on. And so we learn about each other. So we stay connected. So how do we do that? You can check out what's available on our website, columbiacsl.com/events. If in the process of that you have questions, or if you have questions in general, feel free to email those to info@columbiacsl.com. I will get back to you as quickly as I can. You can also call the office number, which is now on a cell phone, so I can get back to you way more quickly. 410-750-8559. So who are we and what are we up to? Our vision is contributing to a world that works for who? Everyone. Everyone. There we go. We are a diverse community of belonging and growth, sharing the light and joy within ourselves while, notice it's while, not instead of or in competition with, while learning to see it in others. Guided by Spirit, together we build a joyously engaged, inclusive community intent on uplifting and transforming lives. We are a welcoming, inclusive spiritual center where everyone can be seen and heard. We mean that. We really do. You don't have to even agree with science of mind to be seen and heard. Right? Everybody gets to be seen and heard. We lovingly practice the principles of science of mind in the world. Now, as a community, our commitment to inclusion calls us to embrace and celebrate everyone's unique identity. We begin by recognizing our diverse identities of abilities, ages, physical characteristics, gender identities, national origins, faiths and spiritual paths, sexual orientations, ethnicities, and races, just to name a few. There are many, 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 many more. You get to decide how you identify. Some people identify with their yard and how well it's manicured. That has a lot to do with their identity in the world, believe it or not. So you get to teach us about your identity. There is absolutely no physical way we can put them all on one slide, unless we take all of these off and just put you. That would cover it. Okay? So just know, however You identify you. We want to learn about that. So how do we do that? We do that at increasingly deeper levels as we grow together in community, in classes, in workshops, in shared service to our spiritual community, to our greater community, and just hanging out together, having conversations, being in relationship with one another. That's how we learn about each other. So, we're going to dive right into our next community song. And this is an opportunity for me to say, this next song, Everything I Need to Know, the music, the lyrics, written by the beloved Linda Webb Kakaba. Linda Webb Kakaba, for those of you who don't know, was the music director in Santa Rosa CSL for many, many years. Linda Webb Kakaba, after... was it literally within a week, Deborah, of her surgery, played at our wedding? Yeah. She literally had to have 3 people assist her up on stage from having massive surgery to remove cancer from her abdominal cavity. And she was not having it that she was not playing Deborah in at our wedding. I sang backup with Linda for years in Santa Rosa. I was at her head whispering, "I love you," as she transitioned out of her body. So this song is special. So here we go. Everything I need to know about what lies before me, everything that I need to know about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me through the mind of God within me. I need to know about what lies before me, everything that I need to know about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me through the mind of God within me. Now everything that I need to do about what lies before me, everything that I need to do about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me through the mind of God within me. Let yourself really sink into what the lyrics of this are saying. Everything. Not some things, everything is within you. Now everything that I need to be whole about what lies before me, everything that I need to be whole about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me through the mind of God within me. Peace, everything that I need to be at peace about what lies before me, everything that I need to be at peace about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me through the mind of God within me. Everything that I need to be strong about what lies before me, everything that I need to be strong about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me through the mind of God within me. Notice the key changes. At any moment, Rafe's going to go to the basement. I need to know about what lies before me, everything that I need to know about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me through the mind of God within me, 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 through the mind of God within me. Beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. It's Wheel of Spiritual Fortune time. That's what somebody called this morning, the Wheel of Spiritual Fortune. So for those of you that are new to our service, I've invited the community to have complete ownership of Sunday service and submit questions about. It started out as, how do I practice spiritual principle when? And now the questions are actually asking questions about principle and about science of mind. So if you have a question, just submit it. Let's just take all of the qualifiers off. And somebody actually asked me this one face to face. Boxers are brief? Yes, both. Thank you. So don't bother to send that question. Now you got the answer. Okay, so here we go. We're going to find out what we're talking about today. When I can't find happiness, peace, or contentment. And so, while we're doing our shared spiritual practice, I will take that into prayer and contemplation to find out what we're going to say about that.
Good morning. Our founder, Reverend Dr. Ernest Holmes, was a dedicated study and a great synthesizer, identifying the common and connecting threads within the various religions, philosophies, and ancient wisdom teachings of the world. Science of Mind is a synthesis of Ernest Holmes's lifetime of study. Let us breathe together as we light a candle honoring these faith traditions. As we light the first candle, we honor Christianity as a path of love and forgiveness. As we light the second candle, we honor Buddhism as a path of compassion and Four Noble Truths. As we light the third candle, we honor Judaism as a path of ethical living through sacred law. As we light the fourth candle, we honor Baha'i as a path of unity and peace. As we light the fifth candle, we honor Islam as a path of surrendering to the will of God as the highest calling. As we light the sixth candle, we honor Confucianism as a path of deliberate tradition. As we light the seventh candle, we honor Taoism as a path of harmony and balance. As we light the eighth candle, we honor all indigenous peoples' traditions as a path that recognizes and honors spirit in all of creation. As we light the ninth candle, we honor Shintoism as a path of optimism and inherent goodness of humanity. As we light the 10th candle, we honor Hinduism as a path of knowledge, action, and devotion. As we light the 11th candle, we honor Akan as a path that honors the divine, ancestors, and nature. As we light the 12th candle, we honor all New Thought philosophies as a path of adherence to a universal spiritual principles of law and love. As we light this final candle, we honor the multiplicity and diversity within the wholeness of creation as sacred. Namaste, and so it is. And our reading today, Addressing the Problem of Evil, page 195, Science of Mind for the 21st Century. Whatever we feel is the wrong thing to do is what we tend to call evil. Whatever we feel is the right thing to do is what we tend to call good. So, our ideas of good and evil vary from one person, one group, and one context to another. They also change when our thoughts and beliefs about life change. What we thought was good yesterday may seem to be evil today. More rarely, what we considered evil yesterday may be called good today. So, as a more general rule, perhaps we can agree to consider evil to be anything that is destructive in and of its own nature, and good to be that which is constructive in and of its own nature. Evil then disappears in the exact proportion that we stop employing destructive methods. Good appears to the degree that we embrace constructive methods. We do good only to the degree that we stop talking about destructive ideas, believing in destructive views, or carrying out destructive actions. So the problem of evil will continue to haunt us for as long as we believe that destructive acts can help us meet our long-term goals. Evil decreases and good increases as soon as we embody constructive ideas and actions in our choices. Each of us has a sure inner test for determining what is constructive and what is destructive. A shared inner sense of I amness, which gives rise to feelings of love and fear, of comfort and of discomfort. This presence is actually the energetic essence of what we call spirit. Spirit acts constructively because we define spirit as that which knows no evil. Just as there is no sin but an unfortunate choice, so there is no punishment but an inevitable consequence. As long as we make destructive choices, we'll be punished for them automatically by the consequences of our actions. As we turn to the guidance within ourselves, we stop choosing that which is deliberately destructive and therefore stop doing what we call evil. The problem of evil is solved as we turn away from all actions intended to cause harm and turn in peace and love toward the lighter and darker aspects of truth.
In the silence, there is peace. In the silence, there is unspoken joy. In the silence, there's release from a world full of chaos and noise. So I wait for these precious moments when I hear all that could never be said. never be said, and right here in this holy silence, I find God. I find God. I find myself.
Allowing your next breath to be a little bit deeper into the silence, into that place of sacredness, that place of deep and abiding peace, where the divine resides in, as, and through you. Wholeness is present. Deep and abiding joy is present. Perfect harmony. Love reigning supreme in and through and as all of creation. This luminous love light pouring itself into all of creation as it is creation. The majesty and the glory of God is present, uplifting, guiding, and sustaining all that is seen and all that is unseen. This very breath of life is my breath. And so as I know this truth of who I am, I recognize this truth of who and all that life is. This infinite all-knowingness that is expressing exquisitely. Whole, perfect, and complete. And when I say whole, perfect, and complete, I mean there is nothing missing, nothing to add to. So it's from this place of truth that I joyfully speak a word of blessing this morning for this service, for this community, for all of life, knowing that this intelligence knows how to respond, what to do, and it is compelled to do it, and it does. In these places of what appears disharmony, I recognize what is back of all of life, that there is a harmonious flow that is pouring itself into itself. And so I'm knowing that all is well. And there's a remembering, a gentle, tender remembering to turn into this place, to remember, to re-remember who and what we are. I'm so grateful to know this truth this morning and to speak this word. So I release now into that alchemy of love and law, knowing the words are no longer necessary, and that I can let go, we can let go, and rest in the peace. So I anchor now by saying, and so it is.
Broken down and tired, living life in a merry-go-round. You don't see a fighter, but I see it in you, so we can walk it out. Ooh, mountains, we gonna walk it out. Ooh, mountains. And I
Anybody else have childhood songs that get them through the day? All of a sudden, while I'm turning things on and off, I get button, button. Who's got the button going through my head? I'm like, where does this stuff come from? Let's take a breath together. So the overarching Sunday theme that came to me months ago was taking time out of the bottle. Now, I will share, because I've gotten a couple inquiries about where do these talk titles come from. The blue. Where the divine has permanent residency. The blue. They literally just waken within me. I often have no idea what they mean until weeks later, because I sit with them and I'm like, okay, taking time out of the bottle, what are you talking about? And so I did a little research on Jim Croce's song, Time in a Bottle. And if you really look at the lyrics of that song in context, it is about experiencing eternity and the joy of the infinite now. And wrapping our heads around doing that into eternity. I would save every moment just to spend them with you. And so perhaps taking time out of the bottle is to recognize that there is no bottle other than the one we create. That we are in fact empowered to enjoy every moment that has ever been enjoyed in eternity now. That in the truth of wholeness, some part of us was present for every joyous moment that our human us doesn't even know happened. Right? Every marriage that we never physically attended is available to us to enjoy in the eternal now. And what if we get out of the form and just allowed ourselves to experience undefined joy? Right? You ever have one of those moments where you're just diddy-bopping through life and there's really nothing particular going on, and all of a sudden you're just experiencing joy that you have no explanation for? Right? That's available to us every moment of now. It really is. So I think, for me, that's my understanding of taking time out of the bottle. Time is a construct that we kind of need here on planet Earth, because left to our own devices without time, I'm not sure how we'd function. Some of us would function well, and some of us would not. You know, how would I know when to show up and do Sunday service if there's no time? So it's a good thing, and it's a bad thing, and maybe it's just a thing that we created to structure this journey of humanity. But we don't have to give it its own power and authority, that it's just a function, right? So maybe that's the whole thing of taking time out of the bottle. Return to the infinite. So, how do I do that when I can't find happiness, peace, or contentment? How do I practice spiritual principle when I can't find happiness, peace, or contentment? First thing that comes to mind is to stop thinking that those things are someplace that you have to uncover and find in order to experience them. Right? How are we defining happiness, peace, and contentment? I've used this story before. I'll use it again because it's one I understand and I think you can relate to. Many of us were raised with, you can't buy happiness. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Comes in a white box about yay big. Right? Made with dough, sauce, toppings, cheese. I'm very happy when I get a pizza. I can buy happiness. And it lasts as long as my pizza lasts. And then I experience a moment of sadness. If I'm really paying attention to what's happening in this human mechanism, I don't recognize when I've taken the last piece. I recognize it when I go back for one more and there's none there. And it's big pout. Even though I took the last piece, it's not like I didn't know I was doing it, but it didn't register because that's my happiness for the moment. Right? How are you defining happiness? And why are we looking for it? Right? How is it that we can't find something that is part of our innate being? Happiness, peace, and contentment is the nature of our being. Where are we looking? Right? If I'm looking for my happiness at Domino's, and Domino's is closed, now I don't have happiness. Right? I found it, but now I can't access it. That's the limitation of our thinking. If I make happiness contingent on condition, then condition controls my happiness. This process is amazing to me, what we're doing here. Because this morning, before service ever started, conversation was happening about this very thing. With no idea, just like I have no idea where this thing is going to land on Sunday morning. But the infinite does, and so it starts the prep with a conversation about life. Now, I'm going to share this, and let me just tell you, it has a profane word in it, but it loses something if I don't tell it the way it actually happened. So I'm about 6 months clean in a 12-step meeting, whining about how hard my life is now that I got clean. Whining that I was lied to because, oh, y'all said everything is in divine order. Now, it is. And I was the one not getting it. And here's where I got it. After the meeting, this beautiful, elderly, and I mean elderly, Miss Adelaide worked her way over to me with her cane, and if she was a day, she was 90. And she looked at me, and she said, honey, everything is in divine order. And some of it's shit. Oh! I have never forgotten that moment. Because what I was doing was hearing everything is in divine order as everything is divine. That's not what they were saying. Right? Life happens. Some of it's crap. What am I attending to? What am I giving power to? See, the crap is as much God as the not crap. Right? If there's only one source, then everything is made out of that. So it must contain it. Here's where we get lost, I think, is when we reason from condition to principle. When we try to understand spiritual principle from the wrongness of condition. When I say this is not okay in the world, it's not okay that we have had what school's been back in session a week? And already our children are killing each other? That's not okay. It's not. And it's not the absence of God. It's the absence of awareness of God. There's a difference. There's a difference. Instead of telling God, which when we're telling God anything, we've placed God outside of ourselves. So now we're actually practicing duality. And understand, this is subtle stuff, but it's important. Because if I'm practicing duality, I'm saying, I'm not that. And if I'm saying, I'm not that in form, it gives me permission to say, you're not that in form. And it gives me permission to dehumanize you, because I've deglorified you. Right? So we need to stop telling ourselves, God within us, God within each other, how big the problems of the world are. Because what it does is it sidesteps any responsibility we have to heal those. Right? I feel completely overwhelmed, and instead of owning, how do I do this? I feel overwhelmed. I put God outside of me because I've decided I'm a victim. I need a savior. What if we start by recognizing what's in us? Deborah spoke a beautiful prayer this morning, recognizing the God in everything and everybody. That's why it's the first step of treatment, to recognize it, to recognize, to know again and again and again and again. Because the thing that is most polished in our human experience is our forgetter. It is the most efficient part of our human experience, is our forgetter. We don't have to work on it. We have to heal it. How do we heal it? By remembering. It's just like a muscle. Okay? If you sit for the next 30 days, your legs will atrophy. Your legs will begin to shrink. The muscles will become ineffective. How do you build those back up? Move them. Move them. Use them. Even if you can't stand, but you can move your legs, you get one of those little shuffle things. And if you can't get one of those, just move them. But we have to exercise our rememberer until it's stronger than our forgetter. Doesn't mean we won't forget. We will. Right? Spiritual practice moves spiritual principle from being in a first aid kit that we can't remember where we put it when there's an emergency. Anybody else have those first aid kits in your home? You know you have a first aid kit and you have no idea where it is. And then all of a sudden somebody gets cut and there's the great, where is it, scramble. Anybody else? Just me? Okay. And I'm a former EMT. I know better. Proof that when we know better, we don't always do better. If we have a daily spiritual practice. When life happens, it's automatic. I suspect many of you, especially when you were pregnant with your first child, did a few dry runs, right? Before your water broke, you did a few dry runs. Okay, when it's time, the bag is here, and we'll go to the car, and it takes this long to get to the hospital. And you did a few dry runs so that when it happened, and you were overcome with, oh my God, and your brain was rendered useless, it was autopilot. Right? You just picked up the bag and you went to the car and you went to the hospital, and with any kind of luck you remembered the pregnant person in the process and took her too. I say that because I'm remembering the moment where I did a bunch of dry runs when I first became a grandfather. Right? That, okay, when I put Emily in the car, I need all this and I need this and I need this. So I had it all set up. And then that moment happened where I followed through all of that, and I got about halfway down my 1 mile driveway, and I thought, wow, Emmy's being really, oh crap, there's no baby. I took everything except my granddaughter. I turned around, got back up to the house. There sat Emily in her car seat with a dog on either side, licking her face, just laughing and having a great time. Sometimes we forget the most important thing. But at least we're automating part of the process. Do a daily spiritual practice. So what do? First of all, define. Get real with yourself. How are you defining happiness, peace, and contentment? And if any part of your definition requires somebody else to do or be something, redefine it. Because if you're waiting on somebody else to make you happy, you're backing up. You are in charge of your happiness. You are in charge of your peace. You are in charge of your contentment. All of it exists in you right now, this moment, always has, always will. It was born in you. It's not a matter of what do you do when you can't find it. It's a matter of how are you stopping yourself from accessing it. It's right where you are. Every moment of every day. Access it. And if you bump up against it, that's what we have spiritual mind healing for. To heal the mental constructs that you have created against your own happiness, against your own peace, against your own contentment. Doesn't mean condition doesn't happen. I want to be like Don Miguel Ruiz, who walked out of a mall in Northern California. His car was gone. And his first response was, cool, I get a new car. That's where I want to live. That somebody stealing my vehicle doesn't change my happiness. It just changes my vehicle. Doesn't change my happiness. We can be that. We can be that power of peace that stands in the middle of the storm and experiences stillness and makes that available to everybody else. We can be that. But first we have to know that it exists here. That it's not someplace we have to look for it. Because the harder you look for it out here, the further away you get from actually finding it. Right? It's I'm looking over here, and all I have to do is close my eyes and look within. There it is. And then allow yourself to feel it. It all comes back to relationship and feeling. And us human beings, bless our pointed little heads, we don't want to relate, and we certainly don't want to feel. We don't. If we did, we wouldn't work so hard at not feeling. We wouldn't have so many avenues to avoid feeling. We just wouldn't. Facts don't lie. I learned that as a cop. Evidence don't lie. Facts don't lie. They may tell us something we don't want to hear. They may present something that we don't want to deal with. Doesn't make it less true. Just means we don't want to deal with it. And if you catch yourself saying, well, I do want to feel. I feel this, I feel this, I feel this. Keep going until you run out of all the things that you're qualifying that you feel, until you get to the list of what you refuse to feel. Right? The fact that there is a defended response tells you there are things you don't want to feel. Okay? I'll wrap up with this. The most precious, the most valuable relationship you are ever going to have is with you. You can't find one answer in me for you. You can find an example of the answers that I have found about me that I share publicly. But you can't relate to you through me. You just can't. And when I'm talking about the relationship with you, I'm not talking about the one from the neck up. I'm not talking about the one filled with nasty dialogue that starts with, "You're so stupid." I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking about the relationship with the truth of you. The God you. Will you allow yourself to have a relationship with that? To get to know that part of you that you have been taught to be afraid of. That part of you that your head lies to you about. That it tells you it's not safe to know that part of you. That it will somehow make you more vulnerable in the physical realm if you pay more attention to that part of you than this part of you. They're the same part of you. All we've done is categorize them, separate them. I cannot possibly heal my separation that I've established between me and you until I heal the separation I've established between me and me. Can't do it. If I am unwilling to embrace and embody oneness of me, I sure won't embrace that about you. Let's take this into prayer. And so in this moment, I feel the recognition of the infinite. I see the recognition of the infinite. I know again that there is only one power, one presence, one activity of creation, indefinable, unlimited. And I know that I am that in form. That it was born in me as I was born out of it. And I know that in the truth of one, in the truth of a whole, that what is true of me must be true of all. And so I speak my word, claiming and affirming a revelation of the oneness, of the wholeness that we are. And by revelation, I am literally speaking about revealing it, the self to the self. That I am no longer fooled by the activity of misalignment, the activity of humanity that refuses to recognize the truth of its being and chooses to act out of alignment with it, creating the experience, the situations, the physical landmarking of pain, of evil, of meanness, whatever name we put on it. The crap of life. I recognize that God is fully present in every moment, and that the healing is a simple aligning with the truth of being that recognizes it cannot act against itself. That thought is healed, and as thought is healed, actions are healed. And as actions are healed, community is healed. And as community is healed, society is healed. That all true justice evolves from healed relationship, beginning with the relationship of the divine with itself in form. So I claim that that is the activity of healing this day. That this day there is a bit more awareness, a bit more ownership that God is everywhere present, that love is the greatest power there is, that it's safe, that it's necessary, that it is glorious to allow ourselves to feel it, to embody it, because we already be it. And so I am joyful. I am grateful. I celebrate that truth. I allow that to invade my human experience, to redefine happiness, to redefine peace, to redefine a contentment that knows that it knows because that's what it knows. That God is, that love is. End of discussion. And so knowing this to be true, I can release. I can let go. I can let go of all of the human chatter that tells me I, the human I, need to do something. And drop into that spiritual me to be something. And allow my being to inform my doing. I let go. I let God be God. In every magnificent way, it is God. Ashe. Shalom. Aho. Amen. Amen. And so it is. Let's take a breath. I love my wheel. It's your wheel. That's so amazingly cool. Okay, so we're transitioning, and I invite you to just stay in this space of knowing, to stay in this space of spiritual truth, that we are giving just as the divine gives. Give first. And here are some ways you can do that. And so I invite you to join me as we read our giving affirmation together. Here we go. I affirm that the abundance of creation is my abundance. I give freely to sustain and grow Columbia Center for Spiritual Living as my beloved spiritual community. I give to ensure Columbia CSL's continued availability to all spiritual seekers. And if I could have a couple of folks to be the ushers, that would be awesome. Thank you, Dale. Thank you, Rebecca. And Felicia's going to sing to us.
All right. This is my little song, Love and Grace. I believe some of you have all heard it. I hope everybody's doing good today, because I realized when I got up earlier, I didn't even say, how are all of you? And I'm so sorry. Good morning. It's in my head. All right. Oh, yeah. I am so grateful for everything in my life. Said I'm so grateful to wake up to the morning light. Won't take nothing for granted. Got my second chance at life. Walking on the path of righteousness with Spirit by my side. Love and grace, yeah. I wake up every day to love and grace, yeah. No matter where I look, it's all over the place. Oh, God keeps on filling me with love. I look out for you like you look out for me, like brothers and sisters in one big family. We're a rainbow of diversity. Togetherness is the key. Acceptance of one another is the only thing that will set us free. Love and grace, yeah. I wake up every day to love and grace, yeah. No matter where I look, it's all over the place. Oh, God keeps on filling me with love. It only takes a minute to see. It's all about you and me. The love and grace is everywhere, but it's hidden underneath. You're gonna look within, let it out. Look around at the sky and the clouds, the people all around. God, fill me up with love and grace, yeah. I wake up every day to love and grace, yeah. No matter where I look, it's all over the place. Oh, God keeps on filling me with love. Love and grace, oh. Everywhere I look, everywhere I go, there's love and grace. Oh, please fill up my cup with love. God keeps on filling me with love. Love, with love and grace, yeah.
Thank you, Felicia. What a gift. And So I speak a word of blessing, a word of gratitude, a word of recognition of the infinite sustaining itself, giving to itself as money to support, to grow, to expand the idea of itself as Columbia Center for Spiritual Living. Grateful, grateful, grateful. And so it is. Okay. Where is Brandon's card? Before I get too far, you got it. Okay. No, I just wanted to locate it so I doesn't walk out of the room accidentally, because I have been around people once or twice in my life, and it can happen. It just lands on top of your purse, then it gets in your purse, then it's gone. Because women, especially women that have children, your purses are magical. They have no actual bottom, but there seems to be one. But I'm telling you, no matter what anybody asks for, y'all just do this little quizzical face, which I think is your magic wand to make it appear inside the purse where it wasn't before. I'm just saying I am in awe of you. Every morning at 6 a.m., I wake up, I wake up at 5:30, and I do a 6 a.m. morning meditation and prayer time. You're welcome to join me. You're welcome to join me at 5 o'clock in the evening, because it's live streamed. And so it is available on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch TV, whenever you choose to access it. I'm using the book, 365 Days of Richer Living, and I just read what's there in the book. And then we do a brief time of silent meditation, and then I do a spiritual mind treatment, and then I log off. It is not interactive, at least not me with you. It is interactive spirit with spirit. But so that's available. If you're not already plugged in, highly recommend this. Whether you relate it to the election or not, this is just a really cool 100 days of spiritual practice. So if you are challenged with developing a spiritual practice, the 6 a.m. offering, and this, it is a daily phone call with someone offering a spiritual practice. It says nothing about candidates. It says nothing about the election. It's just about focusing on spiritual practice, which is the one thing that will actually have an impact. Right? The kind of impact we might actually want to have. Right? So here's how hard it is to join this little process. If you bring up whatever function in your phone sends text messages, put in the number 470-784-0250, and then in the text part of it, just type in JOIN and hit send, and you are signed up. It's no harder than that. Community care check-in time. Nobody has found the 10 a.m. slot yet, but we actually had a couple of people find the 6 p.m. slot this week. It's awesome. This is a unstructured time where I am making myself available to the community. If there's something you want to share, it doesn't have to be anything big that you want to talk about. Somebody popped onto the 6 p.m. one for 5 minutes just to share their gratitude for all of the prayer requests that they had been submitting for months finally came to fruition in the physical form for them. And they got the job that is perfect for them at the perfect rate of pay, at the perfect place, the perfect time, all of that. So you're welcome and invited to pop in and share how magnificent your life is. It does not have to be problem-based. Right? It's just a time that you can check in. Next Sunday, Jessie Powers will be here. She will be our musician for the day. And then the following Tuesday, she will be doing a Cozy House concert out in Marriottsville. The address to that concert is provided after you sign up. For obvious reasons, that's someone's home. We're not going to make that address public because we have no idea who's looking at our stuff online. And so we're not going to make that public. When you sign up for the event, the response has everything you need to join that.
She's wonderful.
She is.
Everybody to go. Yes.
She's a little fireball, and she really teaches principle through her music. It's just fabulous. If you would like some extra support walking through whatever you're walking through, we have licensed professional prayer practitioners available to you. Here their beautiful selves are. They're right there. You can reach out to them through our website, which is columbiacsl.com. You can send a prayer request to prayer@columbiacsl.com. If you're here in the room, you can actually put a prayer request over there in that basket by the window. And if you would like prayer before you leave this building today, Deborah Ellis will be right out there in the lobby, and she is wanting to pray with you. More than being equipped and available, she wants to pray with you. So like I told you when Eamon was pre-licensing, get her busy. Right? Keep her busy. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Felicia Taylor. Thank you. Thank you, Ayodele McClenny, for our visuals this morning. Thank you, Vaughn, for helping me set up and for running the show back there, sir. Thank you, Rebecca Bell, for being our reader this morning. Thank you, Deborah Ellis, for being our practitioner this morning and for interacting with our folks on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you, Rita and Cindy, for jumping in and taking care of the hospitality and the welcoming stuff this morning. Thank you. Thank you, Dale. Thank you, Rebecca, for being our ushers. Thank all of you for being here. Thank all of you for being there. See, if we have folks here and there, they can't say that we're not all here or there. So apparently we're both. Welcome to the inside circus of my mind. I am never unamused. Okay, so I'm going to read our affirmation for the week one time through, and then I'll show it to you, and we'll read it together. So I invite you to just take this in. I open to an experience of time as eternity structured in moments of human experience. I choose to live each moment fully. Now let's say that together. I open to an experience of time as eternity structured in moments of human experience. I choose to live each moment fully. And so now I'm going to invite you, if you're able and choose to stand as we sing our closing song. I want to say a quick note about this song. This song is about spiritual principle. It is not talking about what is necessarily showing up in form. There's lots that are showing up in form that doesn't look like love, doesn't feel like love, doesn't sound like love. It doesn't mean that there's not only love. In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am. letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. I lose myself when it seems I've lost my way. When I go inside, quiet my mind, I hear Spirit gently say, there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. There is only love. Make this your prayer. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. Have a beautiful week.
Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is discord, union. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. O divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love, to love. Peace be unto you. Namaste. Shalom. Peace. Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is discord, union. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. O divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love, to love. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is sadness, joy. For